Hello, this is Alexander S. Brown, author of the short story collection Traumatized, and tonight I have with me my sexy sidekick, Minnie Fierce. Say hello, Minnie.
Good evening.
And tonight we have our special guest, J.L. Mulvihill, author of The Lost Daughter of Isa. And we would like to also wish Miss Mulvihill a happy birthday today. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, darling.
And how are you tonight?
I'm doing well, thank you.
And today we decided to check out the Witch's Grave in Yazoo City and had a really awesome time with that. And on the way back, we discussed how we liked horror movies that had a lead character being a female that is a killer, or a female that takes on a really strong role and defends herself. So in this discussion, we decided to watch May by Lucky McGee, and we just started off with it laughing. And we were wondering, is the movie really supposed to be humorous, or are we just sick? But that's a question that I think will probably be left unanswered.
I think we're all just a little bit sick.
Why?
Well... Well, we do end up laughing at stuff that's not supposed to be laughed at.
What was one scene in the movie that you laughed at that you felt you should not be laughing at?
Which part?
Well, let's see. You have a lovely neck there.
My favorite part was when she was talking to the door and she screamed at her, "I told you to face the goddamn wall!" That was my favorite part.
My favorite part that I laughed at, where I probably shouldn't have, was, "Oh, Loopy, how I miss petting your pretty fur." And there's the dead cat. She's spraying it with Lysol. Okay, well, let me pose this question to you. The movie is based on her finding body parts that are attractive to her, and she cuts the body parts off of the people and sews them together to make the perfect friend. What body parts attract you, Miss Fierce?
Well, I am a little impartial to the muscular anatomy of a boy or man. And then there is the other part, the nose.
Oh, I thought you were about to mention another part there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why the nose?
Well, mainly because not very many people like noses. It's just interesting to look at.
Well, whose nose would you cut off?
That's a difficult question. I would probably say Tony Curran.
Oh, I was about to say poor Luke Wilson.
No,
or Owen Wilson. Which is
Owen Wilson.
Okay.
His nose is a little too broken for me.
Okay. Nice to know. And what about you, Miss Mulvihill?
I like chests. I like hairy chests and lips. You have pretty lips.
You do got a pretty mouth there, son. We are in Mississippi. You do got to talk like that, I reckon. I would have to say for myself, it would be the hands.
My hands.
You have beautiful hands. Okay, well, let me start with Miss Mulvihill over here. What did you think about the movie in general?
In general, well, let's see. I really did like it. It was hilarious. I don't know if it was supposed to be hilarious, but it was hilarious. But it really had a good twist to it, and I felt sorry for May. I really did. She just wanted a friend, and I felt sad for her.
Miss Fierce?
I agree with Miss Mulvihill, and she is a lost soul, but I think we are kindred spirits.
Oh,
That's scary.
bothers.
Yeah, that's
Scares
scary.
I do have a dark side like everybody else. Nobody just sees it like that.
Well, my thoughts about it is the character of May kind of has a quirkiness that I think everyone can relate to, especially in their teenage years when, you know, they do sit by the phone and wait for the phone call, or the person that they have a crush for dumps them, or doesn't have those same mutual feelings. It makes you want to lock yourself in the bedroom and turn on, like Sarah McLachlan, and hope that, you know, the alcohol you're drinking will soon kick in. Without your parents noticing, of course.
I kind of related to May too, because I was an only child, and so I didn't have anyone to play with. I was alone a lot, so I kind of felt her loneliness, and I kind of related to that.
Okay, that's interesting, coming from a person who was an only child. Now, you came from a family that had another sibling, of course.
I actually had 2 siblings.
2 siblings. So, obviously, you did not relate to May being the only child, but you related to May perhaps struggling with being different than the rest of how society accepts, correct?
Yes.
And you're not going to cut out my tongue or anything for saying that.
No, not at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right, well, good deal then. Coming from an only child, I have to agree with Miss Mulvihill. Growing up, it was really difficult to learn how to make friends with people my own age because I really did not have that in the household. Like, the weekends that I would have was mostly filled of reading Stephen King books and playing in the dirt.
You are such a dork.
Duh.
Oh, mine was sitting in trees and eating green apples and making up stories in my head.
Which is why you're a fantastic author today.
Yeah, I like to think so, but...
Well, if I haven't read your novel yet, but if your novel is anything like the poetry you write, I know it's going to be fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And I know that I spoke with a critic already who had read the book, and she had enjoyed it so much that she read it to her children, and they had ended up just absolutely loving it and hoping for more. Do you have anything else in the works?
Yeah, I'm working on quite a few different projects. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a steampunk short story right now. It's a little bit different than what I write. It's kind of a... Well, I don't... No spoilers. We'll just say steampunk.
Awesome. All right. Well, with that aside, we have always tried to look deeper into the stories and movies to try to find hidden messages. And out of the million times I'd seen May, I had never heard the doll talking until tonight. Which, if you turn the volume up to a deafening level, you will hear the doll say, what was it, help me?
Help me twice.
Yeah, the doll says help me twice, and it also says, why do you keep me in here?
Why do you keep me in here?
But, pretty much, the doll shows no other characteristics of it being alive besides just the whispering.
No, the face changes.
The face
yes,
change.
It does.
Yeah.
It does change.
Vaguely.
And then the cracking of the glass.
Yeah. Now, does that represent her sanity? Does the box cracking, does that represent her sanity, and the doll inside represent the caged person that is trying to break out of her? What do you think about that? Or was she just crazy? Was she just imagining everything?
I think she was crazy, but then again, the doll probably was. Her sanity.
Yeah, I think it was, because, like, the glass would crack, and then when she felt more normal again, the glass would not be cracked. And then in the part where the whole case broke, that's when she cracked. I mean, that's when she cracked.
That's when she decided she wanted to go psycho.
Yeah. Yeah, just when the doll broke out and it broke, that's when she just flipped. That was it. She got out. She did.
You know, it almost makes me...
Powerful.
It almost makes me wonder if she had used the doll and the box as a crutch as a split personality.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought of it that way.
Because if you think about it, at the end she does have a striking resemblance to the doll, even though she's in a Halloween costume. She looks like the doll. So.
Well, and when the doll fell, too, at the daycare, the little girl screamed, "She's out, she's out."
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, that was...
And that was perhaps two personalities merging into one body.
Could be.
Yeah. Yep.
And it could be that we're just looking too deeply into something that had no meaning at all.
Yeah. No, actually,
No.
I really think that the director did make it that way.
I think so. He did a very beautiful job of introducing insanity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just something about it where the movie, even though it looks dark, it kind of has a girly appearance to it that's eye-appealing, such as something horrific just happens and then you see this beautiful piece of satin or lace just go flying across the camera in a very delicate Sarah McLachlan music video way. You're snickering there.
Sorry.
Oh, well, I just remembered my favorite part. It was when she was talking about the guts of the dog.
Yeah.
And she's smiling and takes a bite of her sandwich with a big old smile on her face. That had me in stitches. I was... no pun intended.
No pun intended. Okay, well, let me ask this. This leads to a question. What is something that you have asked on a date, or something that you have said on a date, that you felt ruined the date completely and you could just go to the bathroom and scream yourself hoarse?
Oh, gosh, I don't know if I could remember that far back.
I don't remember either.
I do remember, but I don't want to say, so I'll say that I forgot.
I really couldn't. It's been a long time since I've dated.
Maybe when I let it be known that I was a Star Wars fan. A Star Wars fan. And I really liked the video games.
Well, so I guess you're no longer in the closet.
No, I busted out of that closet a long time ago.
Well, you hear that if anyone sees Minnie Fierce at a con, if you're dressed up as Darth Vader or Chewbacca or maybe even Jabba the Hutt, you might have a good...
I don't like fatties and I don't like furries.
Worms, though. That
Wait.
was a big worm.
But
He was fat. I don't like fat people.
Oh!
But he was a big worm. Just like the one in Labyrinth.
But he was small and cute and blue and he was...
Wait, are you saying you'd have sexual relations with the worm in Labyrinth?
Hello.
Who says I haven't already?
Oh, God, Jennifer, I hope that you did not leave your doll with her.
No.
There was this brief moment.
Here.
Now, I do remember distinctly in the last podcast we did regarding Leprechaun, you said you had a thing for wee people. So, even though this isn't a person, you know, at the last con we went to at Mid-South Con with Miss Mulvihill, there was a nice relationship that you developed with C-3PO.
No, he was my stalker.
He whistled at your butt.
And I shook it for him when he did it too.
So,
Flattery does get you somewhere.
Okay, so here's where we're going to be vain a little bit. What part of your body do you think is your best feature?
My body. There's so many lovely features. I would have to go with my legs.
Your legs?
Yes.
You have killer gams.
I sure do. I work on it all the time.
I would have to say I myself like my eyes, but that's not usually what guys look at. So.
No.
Well, they look at something that's in the area of your eyes. It's just a little further down. Yeah. I'd have to say my mouth.
You sure do
have a pretty mouth.
I know, right? Now, with the characters in May, one thing that I really found interesting was how well they all meshed together. And it's like, it makes me wonder exactly how comfortable they were with each other in some of the scenes, like the scene with Anna Faris and Angela Bettis having that little relation right there. I wonder if they felt comfortable on that or if they were like, oh God, it's time to do the scene.